excuse me. Hello, hello! Ian, hello! So I started the game myself. God, I really hope you get to a certain part by the end of the stream today. Ian. Ian, you know that's not happening. You know how slow I am. %100 not happening. See, Fane has the right idea. Also, hello, Fane. An abandoned mill. Its white silhouette jutted against the dull sky. You thought that Jimsar's smile would happen 2 streams ago? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Faye. Wild weeds and bushes flared at its base, marking its decay. We all glanced at each other and nodded. That will be our likely cover for tonight. Alan walked ahead, while I and Jimsar followed. As we got closer, the mill's verdant qualities became richer, in spite of the overcast. Vines winded and crawled up between the coarse stones and over the ruined parapet. Okay. Oh. What's parapet? Parapet. Where Google app? Parapet?
Parapet.
Parapet? Parapet. Okay. A low protective wall along the edge of a roof. Oh. Oh. Okay. I get it. Okay. I understand now. Oh, hello, Blue. Hello, Selkie. Now I'm looking at Digimon card game decks. Look, the game's fun. The game is real fun. Like, as if chaining down the sleeping giant. A coat of leaves covered its north-facing side. If we came the other way, it might have stayed hidden among the trees. Alan approached the entryway. The door was missing, although there were markings where the hinges used to be.
Wait here. I will see if it's safe.
We stood back and observed Alan. He brought his hands in front of him and made them dance to a rhythm of the spell. 3 wisps of light appeared, floating above and around him like an aura. He crept closer. The flying flares followed him. They glided ahead through the entrance and rushed up the tower, painting the inner walls in a golden light. I could see them shine through the cracks in the walls and above. Alan leaned in to take a peek. After judging it safe, he stepped inside and looked it over once over. The tension in his shoulders went away. He raised his hand and went to touch the wall, tapping and patting it over. After satisfying his caution, Alan released a deep breath. He gave his cloak a flutter. Wyatt? Now looking at blue decks. Oh, okay. Josh, opinion on blue decks. They're fine. Like, there's only one meta blue deck, and that's Gabubond, which is good, but at its highest ceiling, it's very expensive. That's kind of my issue with that deck, is like, if you want to play it at like its peak, it's pretty expensive. Mainly just because of Ancient Garurumons. But, because everything else is pennies. But like, Ancient Garurus are like, what, 30 to 40 each right now? At least they were the last time I checked. The only blue deck that I own is Hexablau, because I like to stall stuff. So regular Gabubond is really cheap. Like if you're doing like a mono, what they call Gabu Tribal, where you're only running the Gabumon support and that's it, that's a fairly cheap deck and it's pretty decent. It's if you want like to splash in the hybrid engine as well as the Ancient Garurumon. That's the best version of the deck, but that's really expensive. But like the normal, if you just want Bond to be your win condition, that's a very solid deck. It's just the Ancient Garurumon really pushes that deck to where it like really needs to be competitive. But if you don't care about competitive play, you just want to pal around with friends, like Gabubond will like crush a lot of like casual strategies, so it's all good. He looked down and knelt, picking up a piece of wood among the remains. It was an unlit torch. Through its cloth was unraveled. Alan wound it back together, then moved his hands and mouth to fashion another spell. A true flame burst atop the kindling. The wisps then vanished. Now we were left only with the flicker of the flame. He mounted the torch on a sconce? Sconce. What's a sconce? Is that a torch? Is that one of those torch holder things? Is that what a sconce is? The thing that I'm imagining?
Sconce.
Got it. A candle holder that is attached to a wall with an ornamental bracket? Bracket. Images. Okay. Oh, there's a nice dragon-shaped one if you go to Google Images. That looks nice. Oh, Josh, I looked up a bit of Kamen Rider. That shit is so camp. I love it. It's so good. Like, it's for... Like, sure, it's like a franchise for 3-year-olds, but, like, it's a lot of fun. Josh, I just started getting into the game, like, 2 days ago, and you're saying a lot of words. That's just how card games are. The sconce across the doorway.
All right, come on in.
Jimsar and I entered the Husky Mill. Oh, okay. Look at this place. The floor was littered with gravel, overgrowth, rotten wood, rags, and broken shelving. A stench of damp ferment permeated the place. It was heavy enough to notice, but light enough not to be too distracting, as if something died here too long ago for the land to remember. Although the building was damaged, it didn't look like a victim of war. What was ruined seemed to stem only from the passage of time. That thought gave me some peace. We are not likely to be disturbed in this place. Glancing up, I noticed there wasn't much of a roof over our heads. Most of the ceiling had withered away, with only a few wooden beams still in place. That did not bode well for shelter. Though, an idea crossed my mind. I laid down my knapsack on one of the cold stones, then pulled out the tarp inside it. Jimsar looked at me with a raised eyebrow.
You want to set up a tent in here?
Not exactly. Help me out, will you? I turned towards the stony stairs of the mill, and Jimsar put his sword away, leaning it against the wall before joining me. He followed me as I climbed up the stairs to the first couple of wooden beams.
Remus, what are you doing?
Down below, Hallen glowered at me. I just want to hang this tarp over our heads.
Mess around up there, and this place will crumble.
I'm not going too high. I'm not going high up. I pointed up at the wooden beams. If we lay the tarp over these, it should keep us dry. Alan's wide eyes slowly relaxed. He sighed and gave a curt nod.
All right, but be careful. Don't slip.
He glanced away only for a moment before returning to stare up at us with a frown. I handed one side of the tarp to Jimsar while I climbed further up to get to the other log. Kneeling down, I reached out and pulled the tarp over, tucking the edge between the beam and wall should do the trick. Just drape it over. Jimsar did as I did, and let the other edge hang over the other beam. Now one side should remain covered, come rain.
Good. Now come down. Easy now.
What I liked Revice and their sex position transformations. Oh my god. Didn't get too far into Revice. Kind of stopped after 3 episodes. I should probably try to get on that, but you know, it is what it is. But card game players can't read. This is facts. What they do is they memorize what the cards do, and then just look at the picture. This is how this works. Deadass Ian, one of the transformations, has the partner shove his face into the other man's ass. It was certainly something. Damn, turning kids gay young. Oh my god. Do you want a franchise that, like, would turn, like, young kids gay? Like, Buddy Fight was there for you. Like, sure, it's a card game anime, so of course I watched it, but, like, that shit was some of the most unintentionally gay I've ever seen. Or intentionally. It's hard to tell sometimes. Like, the kid characters talk to each other almost as if they're, like, dating sometimes, and it's really weird. And then all their ace monsters are, like, buff dragon men with their asses out, and you're just like, like, oh, okay. if that's what you want. Yo, that fucking episode where, like, Bats is just wearing these, like, really short cut-off jean shorts. I'm just like, what the fuck? Who is this for? Because I don't think it's for the child demographic. I patted down the steps, taking care not to trip. Outside, I heard the preambling wind begin to assault on the foliage surrounding this place. Alan's scowl turned soft when I reached the bottom. He parted his lips narrowly as if about to go off on me. But when I met his troubled glance, he froze and softened further, then turned away. Jimstar and I drew our lips straight as we stared at each other for a moment. Our eyes said the same thing. He is much too worried for us. We set aside our bags and prepared for the night.
We'll make a fire. Help me gather all these rags and put them in a pile here.
I nodded and did as he asked. Alan walked outside, his cloak whispering in the rising wind. He was picking up firewood by the entrance. We scrounged up everything that that could be used as fuel. Alan borrowed the torch from from its place on the wall and lit the heap of fire. Then we sat, huddled around the growing flame, resting our backs against the cold stone wall. What? Someone say fucking buddy fight? Only a little bit. We love to see it getting the gay fairies to awaken. Oh. Also, your description of card game players is so true, it hurts me personally. It's pretty bad sometimes. Like, holy shit. Like, Sing 2 knew what it was doing, putting Johnny in a tank top. Oh my god, it's facts. It's facts. Very Nekogishi. Most people see me as a lovable dragon aunt, but I guess you see me as a buff dragon wearing a mesh, a knitting shirt, whatever gets you the to worship me. Oh my god. Soon the sky above turned thick with clouds, and we inched further back below the tarp. The sound of the wind lashed leaves outside. Wait, lashed leaves outside. Okay, was starting to weaken, replaced by a drenching of pitter patter. Drenching of pitter patter. Okay. Hopefully the tarp will keep. It started to pour. The shelter worked out well enough, except at times when a gush of water would spill between the beam and wall, trailing down the stones to reach our backs. The air grew cold and misty. My snout and arms were tickled by the specking of driplets, which splashed against the stone floor in front of me. Looking through the doorless frame outside became a curtain of falling needles set against the pitch black. I felt like we were trapped in a void, as if this narrow space was all that was left of the world, trapped in its last failing bastion. Yes, I hate that deck in Vanguard. It's stupid. Everything else was forgotten, or lacking the substance to make it real. My eyes focused on a small pool that had formed at the edge of my nose, its surface rippling with each raindrop. I glanced over to Alan on my right. He met my concerned stare, and he held it for a few moments. Then he gave me a shoulder nudge.
It's fine. It should be over soon. Rains don't last too long around these parts.
Off to my left sat Jimsar with his knees up to his chin. He was fiddling with his fingers, and his tousled hair had become dark with wet spots. Although he had a tendency to look sour all the time, I recognized the tension in his furrowed brow. "Are you okay?" He sighed and looked down, tapping his foot haphazardly on the damp cobblestone.
I don't like rain.
Jimsar leaned forward and reached his arm back to pull out his sword and scabbard from behind him. He pulled his knees back down, and he held his weapon in his lap, his thumb pushed up to his hilt, lifting it an inch to flash the blade's metal.
My blade will get rusty in the storm.
Shouldn't it be safe in that?
Water can trickle down into it. I'm not sure where to keep it, where to put it to keep it dry.
I found it strange to see him so concerned for his weapon. Though he is a swordsman, so I shouldn't be surprised. Maybe it's because he looks just as concerned for that thing as he was for his father. And thankfully, the rain would not last much longer. A little while later, the drizzling sounds were beginning to fade. It stopped pouring. The flame in front of us was beginning to dim. I held my hands outwards, basking in its fading warmth. Although the dark clouds were passing over, the night and its chill were already here. Alan stood up. His hand brushed away the dirt under his bushy tail. Then he readjusted his waistband.
All right, we'll sleep here tonight.
He startled up. Starred up? Okay. The tarp had kept, though it had gathered water.
I'll take it down.
Alan gave me another concerned look, although he understood it had to come down. If it stays up there, it might slip and spill all of the water it had collected right on top of us. Oh, I assume this is supposed to be Alan saying that? Okay. A little while later, everything was ready. Our bedrolls were set up and the lights were out.
Good night.
And back into this unconscious void. For a moment, I felt that I had returned into the wasteland dream, but it was only a fleeting memory. The shadow was still in that place. I can feel it, even though I did not visit it again. Whenever I was dreaming, it would not stay with me. It would not stay with me come morning. Okay. Fate had decided that I would sleep well this night. I woke up to a gentle crackling of a campfire. A spoon clanking against a kettle, followed by the old bear's sniffling. Sniffle? Yeah. Up above, I hear a bird flutter and land on a perch. It sang and pause, and after a while, it flew away again. Okay. I'm going to quickly go get something real quick. So I will be back in a moment. Okay. I'm going to eat a little cracker first. Before... Before things, it's fine. Damn, the purple guy with the yellow hood in Buddy Fight is serving. Looks with the cross belts and undone fly on his pants. Right, yeah, Osmodai. Yeah, he's for someone. Everything was just like very gay adjacent in that series. You also had that weird line of dialogue, like any scene with like Tasuku and Gao, you're like, these two definitely fucked in their college years. Like, I'm just saying, Gao's kid has Tasuku's hair color, so it's weird. I swear if you come back with one of those belts. No, I didn't. Or an apple? No, just a cracker. Oh, so my rudder butts underwear came in today. Oh. Pattern, adorable, comfortableness, 100%. Okay. That's what I want to hear. I just knew you were coming back with food. Well, I needed to get some... I wanted to refill my water bottle and, like, use the restroom real quick. And I accidentally left this, like, thing of cracker, like, on the counter, and I passed by it. So I just instinctively grabbed it without thinking. And now we're here. I don't think it's adjacent. Let's be honest. Oh my god. This is facts. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Yeah. My eyes opened. I was alone in the old mill. Ellen and Jimstar were nearby. I knew, but their immediate absence made me nervous. I jutted out of my bedroll and went outside. The two of them were sitting around the new campfire they had made, a little ways off to the side near the sails. Hello, Chase! Welcome. Alan was tending to the kettle. Across from him, Jimsar was sat drinking tea. As he sipped, his eyes met mine. I pranced over to join them. Alan turned to notice me. Talking about gay card game anime characters? Only a little bit. Only a little bit. Look, it be that way. Wait, here, let me... Let me grab that screenshot real quick. I'll post it on Twitter. Where is it? Where's that stupid scene? Was it where did it... There we go. I like to think Buddy Fight was a okay. How do you spell Scalies? Is that a... I don't know. Turn. There. I'll make that tweet. There we go. Like, that shot is stupid. Like, that shot is stupid. Like... Yo, we're being gay furries as well. Always, yeah. No, don't forget, yeah. Don't forget to vote from the poll. It's important. Adastra is winning somehow? I don't know. Will this be the time that Adastra wins the poll? Unless there's something I don't know about, Axia was the gayest thing on that show. Look, Blue. Well, there's some weird shenanigans with Axia in terms of, like, localization. That's real weird. Because there's dialogue in the Japanese version that implies that Axia was trans, and then in the dub they just changed it to Axia being gay. Which is a weird edit, but okay. Like, sure. I do think Tasuku was the gayest character, though. Like, it's just... It is what it is. Like, that line where he told Gao, I liked it when you were inside me. No normal person says a line like that. It's just, no. Just reinforces the point. It kind of does. Yeah, it was in Buddy Fight X, that mini arc in which Gao turns into a ghost and, like, possesses Tasuku. Like, after he unpossesses Tasuku says something like, "Ah, it was, like, nice having you, like, possess me," or something, but it was worded really weird, like, because he didn't use the word possess. Like, it was real weird. It was kind of sus.
Ah, good morning, Remus.
Good morning. Jim Star lifted his cup towards me and nodded. Before I could sit down, Alan pushed a bowl of fried mushrooms in my lap.
Ah, sit, eat.
Oh, thank you.
Jimstar picked these up for himself.
The leopard seemed proud of himself. I nodded thanks to him as well. Did you guys have breakfast already?
Yes, I didn't want to wake you earlier. You were sleeping so soundly. Like a princess.
I sat down. Again, I'm the one who wakes up last. Why does this always happen? Temptations is really good, so I wouldn't be disappointed. But damn, I wanted Dastra to win. Ian, it's only been 5 months worth of polls. Maybe 6? Maybe 6. Yeah. Worth of polls that Adastra has lost, so it's fine. Am I lazy? Yes. I glance over at Alan, then Jimsar. They seem too concerned. They didn't seem too concerned. Sorry I overslept.
When we're on the road, sleeping well is not oversleeping. It does us no favors if you don't have the strength to carry on.
Oh, thank you, Fane, for putting the Patreon in the chat. Yeah, I started that last week. Not gonna lie, my furry brain has gotten to the point where I just divert functions. If you haven't noticed, because Josh doesn't want to acknowledge it, he has started a Patreon. It's not that I don't want to acknowledge it. It's that I don't know what way to do it without it being pushy.
Besides, there's only so much we can travel every day. True. Half a day. Half a day on foot is enough. More than that, and you risk kneeling over sooner than later. You've done a lot of traveling. Not a lot, but more than most. We're trained as soldiers, and part of that is marching. I know when it's time to stop. Still, I couldn't shake the, burdensome feeling. I lowered my eyes and looked at the bowl. My thoughts kept persisting. Pestering me. Oh, we got there. Pestering me as I grabbed a mushroom and brought it to my pouting lips. In my absent-mindedness, I forgot to open up, instead smearing fungal juice all over my snout. What? Okay. Blue, you weren't there for the mukbang? I talked about it a few times on there. I flinched and lowered the bowl back down into my lap, then wiped the mess from my mouth. Wait, it's gonna be another tide pole? Wait, no. No, it's not. What? Oh, fuck. Well, that's why there's 4 days left in the poll. Jimsar chuckled. Do pervaders often forget how to put food in their mouths?
Oh my god. Which I refuse to watch because mouth noises, Lamau. Fane. It's such a decent stream, though. I feel like you hear the clanking of plates and like silverware far more than chewing sounds, but that's just me. My lips wanted to draw into a pout again, but I caught myself as I was doing it. I gave him a playful sneer instead. No, you just picked shite mushrooms.
Maybe you have shite taste.
Oh my god. Oh no, I'm starting to like Jimsar a lot. That is an injury. Back home, we used to put mushrooms in bread. When the Duke had feasts, he would order some of our father's. Yes. Champ. What? Oh my god. I'm not drinking enough water. Or maybe I'm drinking too much and I'm drowning. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to tell. What are you talking about, Fane? That's the best part. We love hearing the smacking of lips and talking with mouths full. Oh my god. It's French, then I can skip it. Give me some, okay. What? Playrafts? Oh, champions? Or champions? Champions, okay. Champions? I'm trying. I'll just make the beef stew the best stew you've ever had. Such fancy. Too bad it won't help you out here. Look around you, Remus. There's no market here. You have to find them in the wild. Oh, here we go. That word, yep. Champignons? Yawns? Like nya? I don't know. He wagged a finger at me. I bet you don't know the poisonous ones from the good ones. I hesitated, and he left at the opportunity. I knew it. You're helpless. Your mushrooms are still shite. Oh, really? Hand it over if you're not gonna eat. I'll spare you the embarrassment. You really don't want it. Hang on there, lad. I cooked those mushrooms. Are you saying my cooking is shite? Not at all. I smirked and stared at the watchman. See, Jimsar? If it wasn't for Alan, these wouldn't be edible. Josh, I've infiltrated your server. Good. The more the merrier. The leopard simpered and rolled his eyes. All right, hush now, and eat your breakfast. I attended to my meal, making sure not to mess up the first bite again. Wouldn't want to give him more reason to tease me. Or maybe I would. Oh, okay. We arrived at Vale Gurion tomorrow. It's good the last night's storm caught up when it did, else we might have to delay. We might have delayed. Alan turned to look at me. I want to check your condition. Wait, maybe second favorite? What? Is the smiling face not your favorite, Fane? Jimmy should smile more. He's adorable when he smiles. He really is. Then he turned to Jimsar. Yours too. Based on what I saw back in Chariot, those rifts on your body became dangerous when they grow to to cover your limbs. Just say Vale champion. Yeah. Oh no. It's been 3 days since. Now is a good time to see how far it has gone. The enunciate bit wasn't that bad. Like, Jimsar and I both nodded at Alan. I rose to my feet and lifted my shirt up, over my head, exposing my sigil and crackling affliction. Although I had the thing on my body for a while now, the fact that it was growing hadn't been on my mind. Josh, yes it was! Oh my god. It's probably not the most embarrassing thing to happen on the channel, probably. Like, I'm here listening to Josh say champion over and over, like he's Gamamon. What he says, Psycho! Right? Wasn't that the word he uses? Look, Gamamon just likes his chocolate. It wasn't bad, it was fundamental! Oh no. Oh, Gary! Hello! Hello, Gary. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing alright. Strangely, I never desired to check on it. I always knew it was there. Unshakable. Fettering. That it was a threat to my life was only a passing conscious thought. To my surprise, Jimsar had undressed to his underwear. Oh. Do we get to see, of course, the shrapnel stuck in his, Wait, it's just... Oh, it's struck. Okay, I thought it was stuck, and I'm like, oh. Struck him in the hip, and there was, that was where his sigil must be. I haven't watched episode 13 yet of Ghost Game, but people have been telling me that it's good. I even got comments on my last video about it, and I'm like, right, I should probably catch up on the videos. I probably should do that this week. What struck me, though, was his impressive body. He's younger than me, yet looks like he could break me in half if I ever got on his bad side. He's so, What is this word? Sinewy? Sinewy? What? Sin... Yeah, that word. What is this?
Sinewy.
Sinewy. Okay. Consisting of or resembling sinews. That doesn't help me. Of a person or animal, lean or muscular. Okay, that helps. I turned away, not wanting him to notice me staring. Come here, both of you. The two of us stood in front of Alan. He took a while to study us, comparing the different ways the cracks manifested over our bodies. Do you feel it in any way? Ah, hello. Sorry, just checking something. Saw a bunch of, like, notifications pop up and got a bit confused. But it was just blue. Okay. Now I have 1,000,000 notifications on my phone. But thank you, Blue. I feel that that it's there, but it's not really a feeling. Yeah, I can tell it's on me. Alan pressed his finger over the mark, going up my rib. Any pain? His touch made me shudder. I haven't felt another man's hand on me for quite a while. It brought about awkward thoughts, which I hurried to put away. He flinched as I flinched, our eyes locking. Sorry, Bad? What? I've either got COVID or the worst flu ever. I've tried to sleep 5 times only to have really weird dreams. Oh, I'm sorry, Kenta. Like, that's not very good. I'm just having terrible allergies. That's my affliction during winter. I don't catch, like, illnesses during winter. I just get really bad allergies that ruin my throat for the entire season. And I'm like, thanks, guys. Thanks, weather. It's fine. I don't feel anything too strange. We both stare at the mark and how it pulsated. I woke up feverish, believing my dogs were murdered. What? What? They weren't, right? I hope not. Dogs are cute. It can't be a coincidence that it's beating along with my heart. Yeah, what Selkie said. Get well soon. Excuse me. It's because you're supposed to fly south. It's not winter there. You know, when I did live in closer to the south, I didn't have allergies. So you know what? That's probably true, Faye. Like when I used to live in Florida, I didn't have any allergies. Like when I moved up north, it was like, oh god, what happened?
No, you're right. That's worrisome. It's probably why it's so dangerous.
He then turned to examine Jimsar as well, his eyes darting between his mark and mine. Jimsar was biting his lip. At times, he would look away into the distance.
Alan, can't this thing be cut out?
The old bear glared at him. Was? Who the heck murdering dogs? A talk with them facts. Josh loves canines, specifically red ones, with and scruffy gray ones. What? Nah. When I was in Florida for 6 months, I finally realized what breathing was supposed to be like. Oh my god, it's facts. One day I will live somewhere with 0% humidity. That'll be the day. Thankfully still alive, but I was having around an hour spurts of sleep where my mind tries to delegate my chest coughs to other people. Okay. Yeah, that sucks, Kenta. I'm sorry. The UK isn't bad for that? Huh. Because I get, like, really bad allergies when the weather is too dry. That was, that's a thing for me. It's like, wow, it's like I'm used to being in tropical environments or something. Bonus points if the canine is named Leo or Tyson. Oh my god. Oh my god. The old bear glared at him. Okay, no, this is still my favorite Alan face. It's so good. I'm late, but hello? Well, hello to you too, Eclipse. Welcome. Humidity kills you? Aw, I'm sorry, Ian. I need to have like 80 humidifiers going off at one time. Like, it is what it is.
We'll have none of that business here. If that's what you want to do, then you should have let Heron take you to the clergy.
Jimsar frowned and opened his mouth, as if to say something, stopping himself just short.
This affliction will be treated with care and mercy. That's not what I meant. I don't know if it works. Don't talk rot. If it did, you would have seen it.
Why? I have dehumidifiers? Ah, okay. I see those and I'm like, yeah, that's probably reasonable for some parts of the world. But like for me, nah. I needs the humidity. I die without it. Since new people have joined, if you missed it, Josh is currently running a poll on about which series to rebound after he breaks up with Password. Oh my god. Eclipse, we need you. Ad Astra must win this poll. I'm desperate. As Fane said, you should definitely vote Ad Astra. Oh, is it still even? Jesus Christ, it's still even. Oh, it is what it is. I'm all in for Temptations ballot. Oh no. Josh, the next password update will be on the 15th. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know what I'll do about that, but we'll figure something out. Ian, sure core isn't there. Eclipse next, sometime in the future. I'm trying to get through a list of ones that everyone has been on and off pestering me since the start. So we'll get there, Eclipse. We'll get there. I've only gotten into VNs from Minotaur Hotel. Okay, I can't handle them. They break me when it's over.
What are you two going on about?
They both glance at me. Jimsar shied. There's no L here. Shied away.
The Watch takes sick pleasure in torturing Pervaders. It's not torture. They cut into the flesh where the sigil is and try to remove it, treating it as if it's a physical condition, hoping that they can turn us into shellmen, to make us lose our powers. Madness. It's not like that. Only watchmen who awaken, and only those who volunteer to the clergy. I don't care for your brutal excuses. We will not go down that path.
Jimsar stared back at Alan for a while.
Why are you sure it wouldn't work? Isn't this curse different? It's not on your skin or your fur, lad. It's on the thing that is you. Try carving it out, and you'll only make it worse. I'm saying this for your own sake. Put the thought away. Mercy on us all if you maim. That's what that word is. Maim yourself and get an infection too.
Jimsar said nothing, lowering his chin and turning away. He went to put his pants back on. Ellen sighed and gave a nod towards me, and I also went to get my shirt. After we cooled off a while, Alan gathered us again by the campfire. He sat down on the log, holding a stick in his hand and tapping it twice onto the fine dirt between his feet.
Jimsar, do you know about our different sigils? I learned about them during my training.
He scratched his chin.
I've forgotten the specifics. It doesn't matter to me. Pervaders hide their sigils, so they don't get to so you don't get to see it before they use it. But by the time you get closer to look at it, you're no longer able to use their magic.
Wait, what? And by the time you get closer to look at it, they're no longer... Okay. Okay.
Yes. Well, this lesson should be good for you, too.
Okay. Alan leans forward and pushed the tip of the stick against the ground, using it to draw a shape.
Each Pervader has a unique sigil. It's the thing that defines the quality of our powers.
Jimsar stood by, crossing his arms.
Although each sigil is different, they all fall into different specific patterns. Recognizing the pattern will tell you much about one's magical talents. It will help you understand yourself better.
Alan had drawn 7 distinct shapes on the ground.
Each of these sigils represent a different affinity for magic.
He points at the first one.
The moon sigil, representing the seer. The sun, it marks the firebrands. The tower, worn by doctors. The hand, branding witches. The wheel, for rebels. I am one of these. The feather, those Pervaders are called dancers.
Why? What? Okay.
And finally, the hammer, the symbol of carvers.
What do they all mean? Alan was tapping his foot and staring down. I studied each sigil and tried to see if I had recognized mine among them. Alan lifted his sleeve and showed off his.
Look, my sigil has many markings with different widths and lengths, a U-shape, dotted parts. Even though it's missing part of the circle, the wheel pattern is there. See?
Josh in a few minutes. Oh, chat flew by. Has it? Oh no. Oh, okay. That's how I was after a dasher. Too emotional. He looks like the fire safety bear. About fires, oh my god. Selkie, my vote is most likely Rat Boy. What? Okay. Oh god, since I've been reading this, I still read Jizmar in my head. It'll never leave me. Oh my god. Vane, but you haven't considered the most important thing here. A big dog, man. Still better than misreading. His name is Yzmar. 70% of the time. Am I? I hope I'm not. I've considered it, Selkie, but Temptation's Ballad is the most anime shit, and we can make fun of bards like Darien. Oh wait, bards are great. They get to fuck dragons. Oh my god. Okay, you make a good argument. Man, it really does. The DATS symbol, yeah. Cole is the best. Fight me. Everyone pick your new star signs. Oh my god. Indeed, if I had to pick which one was most like, it would be the one out. Wait. Indeed, if I had to pick one was most like, it would be the one Alan drew of a wheel. The circle was unfinished, but the prongs on all the sides made clear. Though none of these symbols seemed to describe what I had. I lifted my shirt up and stared at my own, comparing it with what was in front of me. Does it look like any of these?
You have a peculiar sigil.
It doesn't look very similar to these. Alan sighed.
I am not an expert on sigils, but it does look strange to me. Every sigil I've seen, I've been able to correctly guess the pattern. Yours looks too different.
He was rubbing his chin and looking down. I knelt and sat cross-legged on the ground, trying to figure it out. Could it be the moon? You take the moon and you take the sun. A circle in the middle. Then the other three circles make a triangle. That has to be the closest thing, right? Alan shook his head. All moon sigils. Josh, you can stop right there. I did stop right there. Main character syndrome of having a unique thing that turns out to be the best thing ever. Sorry, Ian, I don't know the rest of the lyrics. I haven't watched that show in like 12 years.
All moon sigils I've seen have a few lines making up the triangle. The middle circle would always be resting on the bottom edge. It does resemble the moon, but those important characteristics are missing from yours. I cannot say it's the one. I am not sure what to tell you, Remus.
Chowder's super... I don't know. I was a bit more of a fan of Flapjack, because they were in the same hour-long block. So it would be like Chowder and then Flapjack, and I would always look forward more to Flapjack, because I was always like, damn, I'm not creative enough to to make a series like Flapjack. I don't know if I want to, because like, I don't know, that show was weird. But, like, I think about it, so... I don't have fond memories of that show. Flapjack was gross and creepy, but that's what made it memorable. Like, I still remember so many episodes of Flapjack. Specifically, the mermaid wishing episode. That shit, like, spooked me. I don't know why, but, like... I'm like, oh no. Knuckles murdered somebody for wishes. Flapjack gave me nightmares in the form of me screaming. What the fuck? These are all the sigils?
All the ones we know of.
I sat there and thought, attempting to make sense of what was on the ground on me and on me. A gentle frustration urged me to keep trying, but after a while I gave up. I'm going to quickly use the restroom. I am drinking a lot of water right now. It is what it is.
Yes. Bring back a belt, Josh? I have them all down here now, actually. They were up on a different floor for a bit. Where's the motorcycle? Oh no, where is it? Whoops. Does this still have battery life? Eh. There, that's your belt for the day. I know how much you all love it. I have thought this through. I am ready for battle. What? Are we gonna... Adastra versus Temptations ballot. Look, there's still plenty of time in the poll. There's plenty of time. There doesn't need to be, like, arguments. It's fine. Far Beyond the World, because Bara titties, but Adastra, cause Nefidu. What belt has audio? You know, anime ones. Yeah, oh my god, Oh, I just read Eclipse thing. Whoops. And I will win without making alts, and it will be beautiful. Josh, this is why we bully you? What? You missed my strategizing, Josh. That's okay, though. What? Wait, but if Adastra wins, Far Beyond the World wins next. Will it? Don't make me bring the ults out. Oh my god. You all are hilarious. Another bird call rang and passed somewhere close above, breaking my concentration. Jimsar, what do you think? He was standing to the side, looking away and unconcerned.
I don't know. Sorry, but I don't really care about this stuff. Why are you making such a big deal about it anyway? What does it matter?
Well, it matters to me. I want to know what I can do. Josh, did I do good in the duel I tweeted about? You made a board of, like, what was it? Oh no, how long ago was that? I mean, I don't really know what deck you were playing. Excuse me. Because I don't know what level 3s you're playing to, like, make, Leviathan Drake. Is that what that... Number 32? Whatever, I don't know. It's... You did summon the boys, though. So, that seems cool. I don't know what the card pool in Duel Links is, so I don't know what you would, like... What like, to do in that format. Cute guy on the right, oh my god.
Hello, Ye.
That's why I showed you this. I noticed your sigil back in Chariot, and thought it strange then.
Number 32, Shark Chick. Well, what's the one that came out in Generation Force? Like the cover card for Generation Force? The numbers monster that Shark used in episode 1. Was it like 17? 19? I can't be bothered to remember all the numbers monsters. Like, the only one I care about is numbers Sanjukyu Kibol Hopu.
An enchanting dagger exploded, inflicting this malady, and also it gives you a mark I cannot identify.
Alan shook his head and tapped a stick against his foot. Shadow Lich is still your favorite? He has a cool design. I just wish his effect was, like, good. Then what is it?
Maybe it isn't a sigil.
Oh, Jesus. Alan kept silent, pondering and poking on the ground with a stick. After a while, he spoke. Dark Rebellion has always been cool. Like, his upgraded form, Dark Requiem, is also, like, an amazing design. I kind of love it. Also, just a big fan of Phantom Knights, so...
Remus, it isn't the time. I think it's time I taught you magic.
Why does the guy on the right look like he's flexing constantly? Oh man, what Eclipse said. He's just flexing for dominance. I felt a rush crawl up my spine, and my face wrinkled into an uncomfortable smile. Finally! My excitement could hardly be contained as I spun up and stood before him. Yes, thank you, Alan. I've been waiting for this for so long.
Calm down. You're only been a Pervader for 3 days.
3 days too long. Ever since we were locked up in the cell, I've been begging Alan to teach me something. The old bear rose to his feet, the corner of his lips only just barely hinting upwards into a half smile.
All right. I want you to be careful, though.
Soon we will learn that Josh simps for Yuto. No. The Arc 5 character I simp for is Swatari. Neo new Swatari. Man, I built Yosinju's Abyss actors and Monarchs because of him. Like, I love that character so much. Like, he's a riot.
All right. I want you to be careful, though.
He placed his hand on my shoulder, and tilted his head downwards, his eyes level with mine. Staring.
Mess this up badly, and you'll scorch your furry little head.
Alan then gave a chuckle and patted my shoulder. Blue, you show his bae. Fuck you, yeah. It's a shame I consider it child stuff. Are they still dead kids inside? What? Madolce is probably the most fun deck to you when it works. I tend to play. I'm a bad person. I tend to play control strategies. So like, Phantasm Spiral is like my favorite deck, but like,
It is what it is. Yuya is Mei in these parts Eclipse. Oh my god. Blue, are you the kind of person that that duels with a smile on their face? You know, duel da ego. Do you shout "ladies and gentlemen" when you pendulum summon? Like, Blue, you got too much energy to work a crowd. Why can't Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Tag ever have normal hair? Like, damn, that shit must take so long to style. Wait, you had Judai from GX. He has normal looking hair. Also, hi Vucky. Hello. I'm not watching a dude talking about Magic the Gathering while playing a gay very visual. Maybe. I shout the whole pendulum chant, Josh. Yo, I do the same. It's so good. Swing, pendulum of the soul. Draw an arc of light across the sky. Pendulum Shokan, appear, my faithful monsters. I'll do it perfectly. You'll see. My overconfidence amused Alan. He slapped his belly with both hands and tugged on his shirt, readjusting it.
Ha! We will see indeed.
Alan and I stepped into a small clearing within the thicket at the side of the old mill.
I'd like to see what you can do. Just figure out if your sigil really works.
The canopy above casts heavy patterned shadows on the short grass, rocks, twigs, and dirty mounds. Morning dew, freshness, permeated the glade, tickled my nostrils. Okay. Each breath I took was green and gratifying. A ladybug buzzed and flew past my left ear. My eyes followed it as it rose towards the trees. A ray of light bleeding through the foliage blinded me and urged me to refocus. You should scream the visual novel out for a video. What? Then go back to normal the next episode and never address it? Damn grass going out and tickling noses without asking. Man, so like, yesterday I was playing Vanguard at a card shop, and I was playing against someone who was like... he had said like, what, not gonna do a summoning chant? And the entire rest of our match, I then did like Vanguard summoning chants the entirety of our next like 2 games, and he regretted saying that. Like... he now knows not to. Not to test me with that. What, I was able to do the summoning chants while not going to time, Selkie. It's fine. Josh, please, you're too close to the... You're so close to the face. What does that even mean, Ian?
Most students start out by playing with basic spells. This is what I want you to do.
He and I stood a few feet apart, facing each other. Jimsar was there too, off to the side, and sat lying in the thickest shade below a younger tree. Look, Konami knew what they were doing with the for hire archetype Eclipse. Blue, I resent that.
They didn't know what they were doing with the for hire archetype, because it's a trash archetype that doesn't work. Like, playing-wise.
I'll demonstrate again.
Alan flicks his hands and fingers, producing a floating orb of gentle light.
This is a torch, and I want you to try and make one yourself.
All right. How do I do that exactly?
You've told me that you can feel the mark on your body. What else can you feel?
What do you mean? The wisp began to float towards me. Its movement was gentle, bobbing up and down as it approached. When it got close to me, it slowed down, then entered my body. The wisp set itself in my chest. Its light bled through my skin and lit up my fur. I felt my insides begin to radiate and stir. My breath became warmer and my thoughts softened. The air was tangible. Every hair on my skin shone and prickly. My entire being felt vulnerable, but there was also a sense of balance and peace, like I was asleep and awake at the same time. What? What is this? I will fight you with my furry mercenaries, Josh. Cool, I'll flip summon limit and end your turn. I believe Josh will be distracted again and read this out loud. No! Kenta, stop!
Do you feel it?
My mind wandered in places and non-spaces that I could not understand, which I did not even feel the need to understand. Waves of red, orange, and yellow, growing bright and dark like a living sight, washing away from the from a webbed pocked, right? What is this? It's not pocketed, but pocked background? Okay. A floral and bitter scents flowers in every direction. Something cool and smooth held in a hand. It touches a living pebble and breaks apart with a crunch. I feel strange.
You're in a simulated flow state now.
I suddenly felt a great loss. There was a oneness. Then everything went back to normal. My head came crashing, forced back into a wholly material experience. The acute feeling from before were reduced to a fleeting, unplaceable instinct. It's also raw again. Raw and lesser. The wisp had disappeared. Does the name Dragoon ring a bell? Yeah, it has a kaiju's name on it. Biggest kaiju bait I've ever seen. Look, Blue, I'm that person. Oh, yeah, and also Eclipse. Whoops, thought that was the... I unironically sometimes main deck Lava Golem. Like, negates mean nothing to me. I held my palms forward. My fur returned to its normal shade, absent of inner light. Why? Why did you stop?
Don't get drunk on that yet, Remus. The point of that experience was to check how responsive you are to magic, and you have responded well.
Very good. Lava Golem is troll. No, Lava Golem is amazing. Everyone like tries to shit out a bunch of like Negati boys these days, and I'm like, cool, I'll either use Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode or Lava Golem you. It's not like I care about my normal summon.
It means that you truly are capable of magic. The sigil is true. You are a pervader. Can you do that again?
Wait, can you do that again?
I will not. I give you a taste of what you need to learn. Now you must seek it out yourself.
Log Golem was just free tribute material for you. It should be free link material. Come on, Blue. This is 2021. We're not tribute summoning unless we're, like, playing Flunderies. And that deck isn't even good. I should know. I spent $80 on it. He weaved his hands once more and conjured a wisp. It moved forward again, but this time it stops midway and rose up slightly, just high enough to be out of reach.
Urge yourself to sense the wisp. As you felt it when it was inside your chest. Close your eyes. Search for the sense that narrows.
Then I link into Fulgo. Yeah, that's reasonable. The sense that narrows? I don't understand any of this. See, my problem with for hires is they just don't do anything that, like, any other deck can do. It's one of those things where it's like, man, in a competitive environment, you just can't play for hires. Like, you can't do it. It sucks, but it's true. Because the only people I still play Yu-Gi-Oh! With on occasion are, like, competitive players. So, gotta also play competitive, right?
The sense that narrows. I don't understand any of this.
What is this trying to achieve?
Focus. Focus.
My mind delves and tried to recall that sensation.
It's hard to grasp.
I brought my hands forward. Alan's movements were arcane, though I try to do what he can, flicking my wrists and fingers to try and luck my way into his magic.
Who told you to move your hands?
But that's what you were doing.
I said to search your senses, not play with your fingers. Keep your hands to your sides, then take a deep breath. Take a good look at the wisp. Try to focus on it.
Blue, don't worry. I've tried to make for hires work in a competitive scene. It did not work out too well. Mainly once Sky Strikers got hit. Because the best way to actually build for hires, way back when, was you would play 3 Engage and 3 Hornet Drone. And that's how you could make Fulgo turn 1. Without using a normal summon. Very easily. It was the best way to build the deck, but it still wasn't great. And now that engine's gone and there's no replacement for it.
Then close your eyes and find another way. Keep searching.
I stood there in awkward idleness, feeling like a total fool. This isn't what Alan does when he casts a spell. There's always a moment of hands and some kind of words uttered. Go for a burner deck? Oh my god. My eyes were locked onto the wisp. What am I supposed to see? It's there, but there's nothing else I'm getting from it. I'll close my eyes. Am I trying to cast a spell? Is there a different point to this? I stood still, listening to the breeze shuffling through the bush behind me. Opponent until I pulled all
5 pieces of Exodia, and I didn't tell him until he managed to summon Slifer this guy. Oh my god, Eclipse. Eclipse. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! With my boyfriend, and he used to get real salty with some cards like Solemn Vow. And oh my god. Look, any Solemn card is good, right? Like, you place... I end up being that guy that plays, like, 3 Solemn Strike, 3 Solemn Judgment. Like, let's throw in a Forbidden Lance as well, because fuck it, right? Like, if you're gonna hand trap me, I just won't run hand traps. Like, that's when, that's not where I should be. I tried to concentrate, searching for anything relevant. The Wisp or Alan, or some kind of arcane hint. Nothing comes to me, except for the darkness of my shut-eye. The sound of a snapping twig several feet away put an end to my meditation. And he's going to stop right before... No! What? It's going to be hilarious? What am I stopping? What? Jimsar had risen to his feet and was reaching up to grab something from the tree. I broke away, flustered and defeatist, pacing around the shade. So what I'm hearing is I should stop, right? That's what I'm getting from Fane here, is that I should, like, save and quit, right? That's what Ian would want, right? I would probably... I would probably try and run a character, accurate Yuya, and just have an incoherent mash of Performer Pal, Perform Mages, and Dimension Dragons. Okay. So... Odd Eyes is pretty decent in the current format, but you kind of have to rely really heavily on Odd Eyes Odd Eyes Persona Dragon, the level 5 1 scale. You want to play 3 copies of that, and you end on a board of like 2 of those, a rank 4, probably Abyss Dweller, the Hieratic Sphere, the Link 2, and some other form of negation. And that's kind of like the best board you can do in Odd Eyes. But you're mostly just playing Odd Eyes and Performer Pow cards because you don't want to run the Magicians anymore because they're kind of bricks. Is what it is. Josh, did Josh just confuse, frustrate with flustered? Probably. Screw it, just play under $1 games. Oh my god. What are you doing, Alan? In an instant, the wisp vanished again, and Alan walked towards me with an icy stare.
Do you want to learn magic or not?
Yes?
Then stop acting like a child. I'm not asking you to do much. Just concentrate.
Aren't there words you're
No words for you.
This might be my favorite. This just is my favorite. I kind of love it. His voice was booming, and his face turned terrible, flashing teeth. The pits in his eyes turned darker and sharper. Then the wrinkles around his eyes mellowed out. The bottom of his lip trembled before he spoke again.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to raise my voice.
He lifted his arms forwards slowly, reaching gently for my shoulder. He grabbed me and squeezed just tight enough.
Look, Remus, I want you to do this. I need to know how you can handle magic.
Oh, Fane, that might be true. Get a dictionary. No!
I'm not trying to be difficult with you. This is the way that it has to be. That is how it's always been. All Pervaders learn this way. It's no big deal. This is just the first step. I know it can be frustrating, but you need to push past it. I need you to succeed.
Alan kneaded my shoulder, then let me go. He tilted his head to the side, pleading at me with a watery eyes.
Knowing what you are able, you may give me some sight about this curse, please.
Knowing that you are able, you may give me some insight. Okay. Me?
Yes, you'll see.
The corner of his mouth drew up and showed me with the reassuring smile of his.
I trust you. I know you can do it. All you have to do is focus. It's not going to be obvious at first, but you'll get there. I promise you'll get there, alright?
Okay, it's fine. I know I shouldn't have gotten so frustrated. Thank you, Alan. I'd be lost without you. He nodded, letting his gaze shift away. Both of us then happened to look at Jimsar, who was lying below the tree, munching on an apple in his hand. He continued to snack and stare, staring at us like we were making a scene. I threw a critical stare at his way, and he just rolled his eyes around. Wow.
Well, best get back to it then.
Yeah, I'll try again.
Remember to breathe deep, close your eyes, and just search.
As he walked away, he conjured another wisp, making it float just below the canopy. Alan stepped over to Jimsar and wagged his finger at him to get up.
I'll stay here and make sure he doesn't get into trouble. He'll... Hey!
What is this face? What? Oh my god. It's another 11 minutes of script. Is another hour of streaming for Josh. No. What? Oh my god. The old bear snatched the half-eaten fruit from the leopard's hand.
A thief as well?
And scurried off. Jimsar ran to catch up to him. I heard them return to the campfire. Now, let's focus. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. I focused on the wisp above. You will be mine. I closed my eyes again. My mind wanders back to the moment when the light was inside me. I worked the worked to drudge up the memory so clearly as I could, to recall the sights, sounds, and smells that bound it. It was hard to focus, as I would be tempted to wander towards other memories. Each time I misstepped, I would see Alan's face.
Focus on the task, Remus.
Light in my chest. Peace of mind. Searching. Searching. The thing that narrows. The black vivid sway of thoughts played with my concentration, sometimes giving its picturesque distractions. I saw a mockery of Alan standing away from
the nothingness of the background. His kind smile shone through. Behind him, a stern look. Jimsar's father. His hand was on his son's back, urging him forward. No, this isn't where I should be. I tried to dispel this mindscape, but it persists. Jimsar was still there. Solid, stark, unwavering. My mind edged closer to the conscious space, risking a return to reality. I could never go. This place is uncertain, yet I feel there is something useful to be found in it if I keep going. The picture is fading. I cannot abandon it yet. Jimsar. His outline grew sharper. He was in steel armor. Then he was in light armor. Then he lied down. A shadow fell over him and everything around him. He was holding something. Suddenly a tree became real, growing from behind where he lay. It grew and grew. Branches extended and poked outwards like lines thrown across the deck of a ship. I miss Jim's father. He was so Bara, he really was. Little sprigs poked out aside the branches. Then they grew flowers. A remarkable bloom, fruits on every branch. Apples. The tree stopped growing and gave life to what was adjacent. A floating branch, tip to tip, just shy of touching. This one grew too big too, only to reverse. The airborne branch extended into the trunk, down to its roots, which sunk in the ground behind me. The two trees made an arch. An arch? Oh man, we're really going in circles. I realized there was another element present. It was always there, yet only now it came to awareness. The wisp, just as vivid as the other elements as this vision. It floated below the canopy, and if hanging together with the other fruit. As if hiding with them. I almost thought it a conscious and clever thing, like designed camouflage. Now it was clear. The sense grew wilder. A grass below my feet sprung up and took shape and shade. That's a D. There was no sun or sky, yet light shone through the openings in the foliage. Other trees sprung up. Distant sounds began to ring. I feel my whiskers tickle at the breeze. The bugs. Buzzing, chirping, a whistling wind. This is too much. I felt overburdened with sensations. The scene kept getting larger, yet everything was fuzzier. The wisp. The wisp! It's losing shape. Its light has dulled. I cannot let it escape. Get it back. Get it back. Come on! I forced my vision self to look at it. This. Can I understand it now? I see. There is a tendency to find adjacencies. Traveling down the grapevine, hop and skip from thing to thing to find more and more. But I can force myself. I need to force myself to lock onto the essentials. The wisp grew sharper. Other aspects began to fall out of consciousness, though. The grass was gone. Jimsar was gone. The apple vanished one by one. I considered every detail into the thought material and redirected it towards that little light. I'll have you sparkle. Show me everything you know.
Remus!
Alan's voice torn me away from what I was. I opened my eyes and flinched, upset that I had lost that spatial trance. My face scrunched. I wouldn't go off on him, though. I would let him know I was annoyed. When I stopped to study his expression, I saw there was a quirk to it. What is it?
Did you do this?
What did I do? I looked around, but nothing seemed to happen. He pointed at the wisp. What is he talking about? Do what?
This.
He approached and waved a hand around the wisp. I see. The wisp is now floating at a lower height.
I put it up there when I left you, and now it's down here.
Oh.
What did you do?
I scratched my head. I don't know. I just did what you told me. There was the wisp and Jimstar and an apple. Alan peeked at me through the narrow eyes. He pointed a finger upwards and whirled it around in a circle motion.
Can you move it around?
Move it? How would I?
Just move it.
He pointed at the wisp, then pointed to the side. The bear looked at me and nodded, smirking and showing a hint of teeth. Earlier, he got mad at me for trying to use my hands. I don't know what he wants me to do, but I don't understand how else I could carry this out. I slowly brought my hands up, checking to see if he would get upset again. He nodded some more and smiled more broadly, urging me on. Well, okay. I held my hands forward, pointing it at the wisp. I thought to grasp it, trying to wield it, exert my intentions. Then I swayed my hand to the right. The wisp moved. It's moving? The motion carried on. An intense shiver rushed down my spine.
Remarkable!
I'm gasping. Alan, I'm doing it! Moving my hand left, the wisp followed left. Lifting up my hand, went up the little light. I swayed up and down, left and right, back and forth, all over. Shock and awe. The tiny thing danced at every twitch of wrist and finger. It's just like the time I held that wand. It's the exact same motion, like a puppet following the string. It's dizzy. I feel drunk. And there are tears welling up in my eyes. I'm grinning so hard, it's starting to hurt. Through my blurred vision, I see that my hand is trembling. My legs are shaky.
There, lad.
Alan had placed his hand around me, supporting me. I was feeling heavy and weak, and he was there for me to lean on. He gently pushed me down and helped me rest against the tree. I kept my hand extended, desperately holding onto the wisp. I can control it.
Yes.
I was out of it for a while. Jimsar had brought me a cup of water. The day's heat had started to seep in, and it was nice here under the shade. Alan is here, kneeling next to me. He smiled, looking proud, yet his eyes held a hint of something else. I couldn't tell exactly what it was. There's no need to hide things from me, Alan. What is it? He parted his lips and looked surprised.
You did good, lad.
I can't believe I managed it. It took me a while to get there, but I focused really hard and got to see it. At least, I think that's what happened. It's so strange, though. Is all magic like this? Meditating like that. It can't be the way you cast spells. You don't do that. Alan, you must teach me how to do it. He went quiet and kept staring at me just the same. It was a stare he had given me before. This is what he looked like right before revealing that he was a Pervader. What is it?
What is what?
Am I misreading him? Maybe he thinks I'm being silly. He looks away. I watched for him to respond, but nothing came. Alan, come on, tell me. He turned slightly towards me, but kept looking down. His hand rested on the ground, fingers playing with the blades of grass between them. A heavy breath escaped from his mouth.
You know, you didn't actually cast a spell.
I didn't cast? Yes, that's true. I only moved the wisp. So what? That was still magic, wasn't it? Did I do something wrong? Alan gave a soft smile and placatively waved his hand.
No! Ah, the opposite, actually. You were only supposed to explore your insight, and instead you went beyond and applied yourself.
Is that strange? He rubbed his chin and glanced up to the side.
Perhaps not strange. Rather uncanny, I think. You are quite a bit older than the average newly awakened. Most start their training when they come of age. But you are not that young. You do not have the weight of immaturity. Insight and outlook, whether by life, you were poised to do better, I see. I shouldn't be surprised, really.
I'm not that mature.
It takes a measure of maturity to say something like that.
The bear chuckles. Then he let out roaring laughter. I thought him mad. What's so funny? His glee boiled down until eventually he stopped, rubbing a tear from his eye.
You made me happy and proud.
And he simply stared at me, beaming. I could hardly resist returning the smile. It made me feel warm inside. I've wanted it so long, and finally it happened. Yet, doubt began to creep in my mind. Somehow I had gained control of the wisp. How did that happen? I didn't understand it. Was it a fluke? Maybe I was lucky. Like I hoped to be lucky when I was mimicking Alan's hand movements. I turned away from Alan. From the corner of my eye, I saw him tilt his head.
What's the matter?
I think I was just lucky. Alan, I didn't understand what I was doing. I was picturing the place. I saw the wisp, and I didn't decide to control it. Something happened.
It happened because you intuited the right thing. No need to doubt yourself.
Wasn't I supposed to cast my own wisp?
Not quite.
He says I did it well, but how can I believe that if I don't understand?
Remus, it's fine. The first step was to find the correct mind space. You can manifest your ability. Now that you've been through that, you can repeat that process to find your way to the next part.
Okay.
Alright. This will take a little while longer.
I saw Jimsar walk up to us, smiling with half a heart and eyes glazed. He cleared his throat.
Are we heading off anytime soon?
Alan stood up and met him.
I need a little bit more time with Remus.
And Jimsar sighed.
Well, alright. It's still early, but if another storm catches us... We have time, regardless. I need to do this with Remus. He may help us understand what is going on with you two. Thank you for your patience.
The leopard exhaled, through pursed lips and his eyes narrowed. But he hesitated to voice any complaints.
Okay, I'll just break camp while you guys finish up.
Thank you, Jimsar. Welp, I've been here long enough. All right, Eclipse. See you around.
Alright, see you guys later. Or I guess I could just end now. How long does this scene go on for? I'm going to bed. See y'all later. Alright, see you, Eclipse. He pranced away. Alan placed his hands on his hips and rolled his eyes at me. He has a point.
I have a better one.
He extends his hand towards me.
Come on, stand up.
This time, Alan explained to me the various angles one can allow to tackle this spellbound meditation trance in order to manifest magic. The imagined space is the sandbox which spells are cast. Symbols must be fashioned through fragments, or what he calls mind clay. End stream. I have exams tomorrow, and I decided to watch with y'all for a bit. Okay. Yeah, it seems like this is gonna go on for a bit longer, so I wouldn't mind stopping here. And then we'll like resume on like Wednesday or something. What? The simp counter? We haven't simped this stream. There's no proof. Have fun with your exams, though. That sounds exciting. Look, Blue. There were multiple people at my locals who tried to build for hire, and I never lost against any of them. Because it's just, sadly, the deck doesn't do enough. Like, it doesn't play through negation very well. It can dodge one hand trap, and that's it, but you have to open the new quick play spell. And that's annoying because, like, it's not really searchable. If I remember correct. I don't think it's searchable. So you kind of have to hard open it, and it's one of those things where, like, the deck is just really difficult to get going because everything else is just better. It's a little sad that, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have, like, a good furry deck. Is what it is, though. Well, that killed a few hours for me. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Kenta. No, excuse me. Can't believe there are Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that are called for hire. So in Japan, they were called Skyfang Brigade. Like, that was their name in Japanese, was Skyfang Brigade. And I kind of prefer that name. But they decided in English to give it a pun name for some reason. Don't know why they did that. It is what it is, though. Honestly, for hire is funnier. It is, but I don't like when they change names. That's just the thing with me, where inherently I don't like when they do that. Time to go back to staring at a wall while hallucinating. Oh my god, Kenta, please. I'm gonna search for the most obscure cards to make them work. You kind of have to put in, like, a couple small engines to try to get full go off turn 1. I know that some people use Dark Beckoning Beast and the continuous spell that searches Dark Beckoning Beast. Like, that's a thing because it's a fiend, and none of the other for hires are fiends, so you can get the 3 different attributes really easily. But you know, it is what it is. Terrible. But thank you all for showing up. I'll end the stream now. I'll see you guys around.